Okay, let's get started. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren. If you are new here, I teach social media classes. I do them every Thursday at 10 a.m. I teach anything from graphic design to websites, social media, video, photo editing, anything under the sun. Thank you guys for being here today, and thanks for filling out that poll so I can see where everyone's kind of at. Um, it looks like I would say most of you have used Canva a few times. There's a few that haven't before. Perfect. You guys are in the right place. So we are going to learn Canva today. The class is recorded, so you guys will all receive a little video from YouTube, a link after the class. So you can go back and watch it as many times as you need to. I will explain everything as best I can. If you do have questions throughout the whole webinar, you can click on the little Q&A at the bottom and ask a question for everyone, or you can write in a little chat and ask a question to just me or specific people in the group. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This is Canva. This is my favorite thing in the world. It's a graphic design software, and it's basically the most user-friendly one that's out there. I've tried every one of them. This is my favorite. You can create anything from flyers to business cards, social media cover photos, email signatures, reels, TikToks, regular social media posts, Instagram stories, anything. You can create anything, posters, books, planners, calendars, anything. And there is a template for everything. And that's my favorite part, because coming in as a beginner, it can be very overwhelming to just have a blank screen and you're like, okay, where do I start? That's why I love Canva, because it has so many templates that you can just type in what you're looking for and it'll give you thousands of templates under that one category that you're looking up. So you could be here to make a t-shirt, a purse, or a poster, and it's going to have templates to show you exactly what to put on the screen. Okay. So again, there are questions at the bottom, a little Q&A right in there if you have anything that pops up, and I will answer as soon as I can. So to go ahead and get started, I am going to take my video off the screen so you guys can see the full screen while I am teaching. Okay, so Canva. What you're seeing right now is your homepage. I assume everyone kind of created an account before we started today, just so everyone is ready to go. If you don't, go ahead and open up Canva on your phone, iPad, computer, and make an account really quick. It'll take about 2 seconds. You just put in your email and a password, or you can link it to log in with your Facebook or Google, so it's quicker. Canva is a computer software and an app on your phone or your tablet, so you can do it on any of them. Today, I'm obviously doing it on my computer. I prefer doing Canva on my computer, but I also don't mind doing it on my phone and my iPad when I'm on the go. But I like getting that full huge screen to be able to design when I'm doing it. But you can do it on your phone or iPad while you're watching along. Things will be placed in different locations, but the icons will still look the same and it'll still say the same things. So don't get too confused when we go to open up to start creating a design. It is just going to be in the icons to click to create will just be in a different location than if you were on your computer. Okay. So on your homepage, what you're going to see, they'll have this little announcement section. It's going to show you different sizes and templates. Up here, it'll show you kind of the popular ones, because these sometimes change. I don't always see the same things up here. You can click more and see more. You can type something in. If you keep scrolling down, you're going to see all of the different designs that you're working on. On the left-hand side, you're going to see templates. It'll show you the templates, but we'll get there. Your projects, if you just want to see that. And then down here, you'll see your brand, your content planner, and the rest of the fun stuff. Now, okay, when you are in Canva, there is a pro version and there is a free version. You don't need pro to do our class today. You don't need pro to do Canva, period. The free version has a lot of options. When I am teaching the class today, I do choose to have pro. I would say that if there's one thing I spent money on for social media, it would be to have Canva Pro. I just like all the features that it has, but you will see this little crown next to certain icons. So while I'm talking, if you see the crown, it means that it's something that's a pro feature. I think the pro version is like $100 a year. And for me, that's like very, very important investment in my business. So again, you can do this class today and not have the pro version, but I choose to have it. And I'll kind of talk through certain things that are pro versus what are free. My main thing that I use the pro for is having my brand. So you'll see on the side the brand. And when you click on it, it's going to show you where you can like add in your logo. And so I have some of my logos, some of my customers' logos. And then down here, I have some of my fonts that I've uploaded. A lot of my fonts that I've uploaded. And I'll get to all of that and where to find fonts later on. And then I have my brand colors. So for my different, whether it's my clients or my different businesses, I have some of my colors on here for the ones that I use more often. You can make different, like, what do you call these? Color palettes just by clicking on the plus sign, and you can like add in your own. It'll give you different ideas, but if you're trying to like find your own, maybe you are at a brokerage and they have like certain brand colors you're supposed to use, you can add them in here by clicking add a custom palette. But that's getting a little bit more advanced and we're not fully going into all of that today. So I will talk about it more, but I just want to show you where you would add those. It's going to be under brand, and that's going to be a paid for pro version thing. The next thing down is the content planner. I have never touched this as long as I've had Canva. Don't worry too much about this. This is essentially just like a place if you wanted to post your content from here, but I would never recommend posting your content from a third-party app. Facebook has like the Meta business and content creators accounts, and you can go and schedule your content to be posted from there, and you're not going to get like dinged for having it be like a third party posting your content, which means like it won't be seen as well. So I don't use this. It'll show like the popular days, which is cool. So if you want to come in here and like see what fun days are coming up to maybe make content for those days, you can do that. Like World Kindness Day is coming up. I'll probably post something for that, you know, and so on. So the next one down is discover apps. I don't normally go in here too much, but if you want to like take some time and kind of play around and see what different things they have, this is a fun place to see the apps that they have like integrated. What it means is like most of these things are like third-party apps that they integrate well with Canva, whether it's like making your own QR code, doing like the background remover, but you can see all that when we're in creating a design. I just am showing you what's on the sides. And then you have your smart mockups. This is going to show you like if you are someone that is creating like t-shirts and you want to sell them on Etsy, or you want to show off your website you just made, or you know, you want to have a mockup. You would come on here and it has different tools, photos, to click onto and be like, okay, I have my graphic I made. Now I can put it in on one of these pre-made photos and just put my design like right here on her shirt. And then I can go onto Etsy with this shirt and photo and have it like show people, oh, this is my design. This is what the shirt is. Instead of having to like print the shirt with your image and go and then try to take photos. So it's a mock-up. And this is kind of like a great hub to be able to go in and put your pre-made graphics that you've created onto different things. But let's go back up here. Okay, so up here, you can go and search for different templates. And when I say templates, essentially what I'm saying is there's different sizes and dimensions for everything, as you know. You're not going to post a YouTube video size, you know, image or video on your Instagram story. You're going to want it to be an Instagram story size. So everything has a different dimension, and you can come on here and search for those things, or you can create a design up here in the corner, and it's going to show you kind of like the most popular, the suggested posts. So I use these the most, so it's going to like show the ones that I'm mostly using. I actually don't use this the most, but I just clicked it the other day because it's one of their new features. But the rest of them, these are the ones that I use the most often. So they're always going to show as my suggested. Again, I could search it if I'm looking for like a Facebook event cover. I can start typing in the word. It'll show me everything that is Facebook related. I mean, you can do YouTube, and it's going to show you every size for everything. And when you kind of hover over them, you can see that. See the dimensions. Everything they're going to show you is in pixels. That is kind of like the standard for graphic design. And then when you're doing like print work, it will show it in inches. Then you can always do a custom size. So if you're like, okay, I want to make an invitation for my friend and I know that the cards she got are this size. So I can go click custom size. I can put in either the pixels or I can put in inches, millimeters, or centimeters. And honestly, I've never used these two ever. I normally stick with pixels. And then sometimes if I'm doing print, like I just did a poster, I'll do inches. And then if I want to edit a photo, this might be a pro thing, but I don't see the crown next to it, so I'm not sure. But you can now like start with a photo. So like if you have a photo and you don't know the size, maybe it's cropped funky, you don't want to just automatically open up a square or a story because it's not going to fit. If you want the full like canvas to fit that size, you can start with edit a photo and like upload a photo from your computer, your phone, and then it will automatically populate with that correct size. And then you have import file. This has to be a pro version thing. It's newer. So basically you can click on this and you can upload a PDF and you can actually edit PDFs in here. It's one of their new features. I don't know if that's pro. If anyone is on their computer and doesn't have the pro version, can you tell me if you see this, if it's like grayed out and says pro? Because I would be interested in knowing that. Just like write it in the chat if you can. If anyone doesn't have pro and is on their computer, does this show like you can't, like you're able to post a PDF? That would be great info. And if not, it's totally fine. So what we're going to do from here, I like to create everything on either a story or a square. I think for learning purposes, a square is just like kind of the best, most universal canvas. So I'm going to click on Instagram post square size. You could choose whichever one you want. It does not matter to me at all. Just don't choose whiteboard because it's a totally different, it's not a canvas. But anything else that you see, you can click whatever you want. But I will be doing Instagram post square. And now let's see, I have a Q&A. Okay, Monique said it shows for me and I don't have pro. Also, the chat is disabled. My chat is disabled. Huh. Wait. Okay, wait. Okay, it should be on now. Thank you for letting me know. That's never happened to me, so I have no clue how to fix that. So I might have to do that after. Okay. You guys might have to click on Q&A to ask questions. Oh, it's open now. Perfect. Thanks, Monique. Okay. So now we have our Canva template open. And so you're just going to see a blank screen. It should just be white. If you started off in here, like searching for different things, it could populate with like a pre-made template style post. But since we did this purple square, it's going to show blank, which is fine because it allows us to be able to see what we're doing. So now that we're in the goods, okay, the left-hand side is where everything that is important, everything that's going to your main screen, that's where you're going to find it. The first tab you're going to see is templates. Okay. I kind of like get excited and like start talking in circles. So hold on. Whatever you're seeing on the left side is what's going over here. Also, it's pretty simple as far as like you see an icon and it says what it is. So that's kind of the user friendly part of it that I love, but I just had to share that if you are looking for something specific, you either are going to see the icon, it's going to be like, oh, a T, that's text, or you can like read right underneath it, and it's very user friendly. Okay, templates. So this is the template section. You are going to see all of the ones that are pro. If you hover over it, you'll see that crown, or well, it'll say pro, but without hovering, you'll still see the crown. And then the ones that don't have any crown that say pro, that's going to be a free template. When you click on things and you don't have the pro version, like let's say I click on this, most of the time it's like the background photo, like it's like a stock image that's the one that's taking up, but you can always like click on a pro thing and like start deleting things until you find like which one is the like pro element that's on the screen. And most of the time it's a stock image, but you can like delete it and then bring it back if that wasn't it. Delete this, bring it back by hitting undo, sorry. And that's kind of a way, like a workaround to where you can still like use a pro template. You just get rid of like the one element that might be like the pro element and like find something else to replace it. It could be the font, you can play around with the font until you find it, but it'll show you. Normally it has like X's and says the word Canva through the pro element or like stock image. So yeah, just a fun little tip. So going through here, you can see there's tons of different templates. If you're looking for something specific, you are going to come up here to this search and you're going to click in what you're looking for. So let's just say I am looking for, I think it's Kindness Day. So I'm going to type in the word kindness and I'm just going to see anything that has the word kindness in it. It's going to populate and it's going to give me tons of templates just about the word kindness. And then boom, you have a graphic to post for Kindness Day. Obviously, we're going to change it up a lot, but this would be, the place I would go for that. If I'm looking for a real estate graphic, I can type in real estate. If I'm looking for like specifically new listing, I can type that in. And it's just going to give you so many different options for templates. And you can use all of these. Nothing is copyrighted. Like you can use anything that you see, take it, throw your pictures into it, change up obviously like the address, the phone number, whatever info you see on the screen that you want to make it like more tailored to maybe your listing or your product that you're selling. That's all you have to do. And you have a template created for you all ready to go. And you don't really have to work on creating one just from scratch. So that's the fun part about like the templates on the side, is that if you're in a rush and you're like, shoot, I need to post this new listing flyer and it's like the weekend and I don't have time to just like send it to my graphic designer or whatever it may be, you can sit down real quick on your phone, on your computer, throw something together, shoot it over. Yeah, I could spend all day like looking. Sorry, I'm like looking at that because I liked how it looked. Okay, so that is what you're going to find under templates. You can put in holidays, obviously any holiday under the sun is going to be in there. I mean, you can put in random words and you're going to find templates. You can just put in the word pink and it's going to populate pink templates. Okay. So it's kind of like a gold mine as far as like helping you create content when you're in a rush and you don't have time to like sit down and just create something from scratch. So the next thing over is going to be elements. So let me clear this screen. Okay. So the next thing over is elements. So when you're creating a graphic, I shouldn't have deleted the screen. Hold on. When you're creating a graphic, everything that you see on the screen, I call an element. Besides the text, that's obviously like font text. And then the picture is a picture, but like all the other like little, these type of things, those are elements. Okay. This element. So you're going to find all of those things under elements. and you can search for whatever it is that you're looking for. So if you go down, there's different categories and you'll see like the word see all. I'm going to click into them, but I wanted to show you briefly the outside version. So you have lines and shapes. So if you're looking to add a line to your screen or a different shape, you go into there. Graphics, they're kind of like the more what's like trending graphics or like the newly added graphics when you're seeing these ones. I don't normally just scroll down and like click see all for graphics. I normally will go up here and type in what I'm looking for. Then you have stickers, photos, videos. I think the videos most of the time are all pro. I am unsure, but I think most of them are pro. But again, it'll have that little, what's it called? Crown. And then you'll see like the free, pro, free. So there's actually a lot that are free. Didn't used to be like that. That's great. Okay. Then you have your audio. So if you're like coming in here to make a reel or a TikTok, it has some audio you can add to it. Most of it, no, I would say like 99.99% is like songs you've never heard. It's more like background music. It's not like you're going to find like Britney Spears' latest hit on here. You're going to find like acoustics mostly. So then you have charts, so you can go and like add graphs and charts. If you I used to use this a lot when I did a lot of real estate graphics. I'd come on here and like show different comparisons. And oh, let me go back. When you are doing these, the best part about the charts, like these are my favorite things. You can add all of your numbers in and you can import data literally from Google Sheets or from Excel. You just have to save your Excel file as a .csv and it will upload like your whole entire Google spreadsheet with all the info you could dream of, and you can make your own graph. And then you can come up here and like switch it and switch the looks to see how you like your graph to look. You can change the colors, you can change the font size, like you can change everything. It is amazing. Definitely big fan of the charts. I think that was a huge thing when they did that a couple years ago. Then we have tables. I don't really use those too much, but if you needed to add a table for some reason, you can. You have frames. Frames are nice because they like give you like that. If you're trying to get like a circle from your headshot, or you want to add some photos from your listing or your product and you want it to be nice and like neat, you can come on here and find frames. It has like the mock-ups. You can do like the computer, the phone, all that. Oh, example. When you have any of these on the screen that have that, what do you call this? Like this like cartoon grass with the sky. Any of those that you see that look just like this is always going to be a frame. And how you would put something into it is you're simply just going to drag and drop from your uploads. And I'll get to the uploads in a minute, but this is just how it would look. Drag and drop, and then you double click to kind of scroll it to where you would like it, and then boom. Now it looks like you have something on your computer screen. It's kind of like a green screen, but you're just like replacing it with photos or videos. Okay. Next thing down is grids. It's very similar to frames, but it's more like this style, like what you normally see people posting for like someone's birthday. This is great for showing off your products, for showing off photos from your listing. You can just set one of these on your screen. It fills up the full screen for you. Add in your photos. You can go to your text, put just listed across it, and boom, you have a post ready to go. Then we have collections. So these are like the graphic collections. Again, I never scroll down here to look at these things. They're great, but I normally like search for my own. I'm not normally just like coming on here with no ideas. Actually, that's a lie. Sometimes I'd just come here and stare at a blank canvas for hours, but that's another story. But yeah, I don't normally just come down here and look at them. They're fun. Definitely might give you some ideas if you are coming on here and staring at a blank screen for hours, it might be a helpful place to go to. But no, normally I come up here and I'll type in my idea and then it'll show me everything related to that idea. So again, you're going to want to click see all if you are scrolling down here just to try to see what's there. Let's go to the shapes. Excuse me. Let's see. I have a chat. How does the QR code work? Okay, so we're going to get to these ones down here. Excuse me. I'm going to get some water. We'll get to the QR codes and everything down here after we're done with these top ones. Let's see, another question. Where do you find your uploads? Okay. Your uploads are going to be the tab right below elements. And I simply just click upload files. And if you're on your computer, it'll go to your computer files. If you're on your phone, it'll go, excuse me, it'll go to your like phone library with your photos. So lines, when you're clicking on these, oh my gosh, I'm like, ever since I had COVID months ago, if I talk too much, I start coughing. I get like coughing fits. It's real fun. Okay, so back to this. We have our lines. So you see all the different style lines over here, and same with the shapes. But the fun thing is you don't have to come over here every time to find like a different style of line. You can just go up here and you're pretty much going to get the same thing that you're seeing over here just by going and playing with this top bar. Okay. When you have this on your screen and you click onto the element, the first thing is going to be the color. Always. It doesn't matter if it's an element, a line, a font, you're always going to see this box and it's going to show you a color. The next one over just in the lines is going to show you if you want like a dashed line, a dotted line, and then you have the line weight. So you can like go and make it really thick and you can make it really skinny. And then, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. You have the rounded endpoints. So that would just make it not like that straight line. You can't really see it because it's very tiny. Okay. I don't even think you can tell the difference when it's this thin. There you go. Rounded endpoint versus the square endpoints. And then you have over here, you can go and add like the arrows or I don't know, there's like different little things look like bullet points. You can add it to one end. If you go to this one, it's going to take you to the other end. You just do a one-ended thing, like a one-sided arrow, a double-sided arrow, whatever you could dream of with the lines. Okay. Same with the shapes. So I'm going to click on a shape. I don't have to come back over here to get the shape every time. I can literally just go up to the word shape and it's going to show me all of those same shapes right there. Just a quicker way to get to it. And then again, we have colors. You can change the colors. You have this, which is going to show you like if you're adding a border. I literally never click on this. I think that I would normally just like double up the shape, but I guess this would make sense if you're trying to just make a quick border. And you can change the color of the border because it will pop up next to it. Let's take that back down. The rest of this, the new way they do shapes is they have it so a text box is like populated inside of the shape. You don't have to write in it, but that's kind of what you're seeing. The rest of this is going to be like, it's like your Microsoft Word bar at the top where you can like change the font, change the size, change the color, the left align, middle align, boldness, italicize, all that. That's what you're going to see anytime you have like font involved. But we will get to the font in a second. So done with shapes. Now I'm going to show you how to search for something in the elements. So let's say I've been really on this groovy kick. It's like my whole brand right now. So you can search whatever word you want. And the cool thing about this is whatever you're looking at, you can change the colors. So you can make it like your brand's colors. Whatever little flower, whatever shape, whether it's a house or a lipstick, whatever you see, you can go in and change the colors. Now, I just said whatever you see, and that was a lie. So I'm going to retract that statement. It is not whatever you see. It's almost everything. I would say like a good 87% of the elements on Canva, you can change the colors. So you will know the ones you can change the colors based on when you click over here and bring it over to your screen, if it pops up with these colors up top or not. So like this one has colors, this one has colors, this one does not. Now, there are workarounds for that if you really want to try to change these colors. This is getting a lot more advanced. Excuse me. Ugh. If you click edit image, again, this is going to be a next level. But if you go to edit image, you can go to duotone and it'll show you a few different like combinations. Excuse me. A few different color combos. And if you like really hate those, you can even click through and like change those colors. But that is getting next level Canva, and we have other classes for that. So when I said everything is changeable, it is to a point. But I don't really like to work with elements where I can't change the colors. It's just, I don't know. I like everything in my brand and in my colors. So I don't like having to use an element that's not going to work with my brand. So, oh my gosh. This always happens when I'm teaching a class. This is so fun. Okay. So going back through this, again, you can change some you can't, but these are elements and you can find anything under the sun just by typing. And then from there, you can click on graphics. It'll show you all of the ones that are elements. You can click on photos. It's going to show you stock images or videos, and it'll show you videos related to the word search and then audio. But again, I never really click on that. Okay, going down. Now we have our uploads. So if we click upload file, it's going to take us, if we're on our computer, to our desktop, the file's up there. If we're on our phone or our tablet, it'll take us to our phone's library. And this is where you can upload everything you could possibly dream of. I'm so sorry. Okay. So when you have things uploaded, so I'm going to show you something, and this is again a little bit more advanced, but it's like my favorite thing under the sun, so I have to show you. Let's say you have a headshot and you want to like get rid of the background. So you want it to look more like this. So what you're going to do is you're going to upload your photo, and let's say you want it to look like this, right? So I'm going to show you how to get rid of your backdrop, because I know for headshots, it looks so much better to have no background and like post that in the corner of your flyer that you're making versus having a background. It looks so much better. So you click over after you've uploaded your file, you click on the image and it goes to the screen. Then you have edit image, and we're going to click on background remover. Now, once that populates, it's going to get rid of your whole background. Sometimes you'll have like a few little straggly stuff, and you can click on the erase and like go in if you really want to like get rid of everything. Like this is giving me like this point at the top of my head, and I'm just not into it. So I'm just going to try to click a few times just to erase that little part, and then done. Excuse me. And apply. And now we have a background that is erased. Perfect. I love this. I love this feature so much. This really like was the best thing that Canva has come up with. Okay. So another thing, when you are, okay, I don't know why I just like lost that. When you are, let's say, looking for your logo, okay? Excuse me. Okay, let's say I work with Keller Williams I am looking for my logo. I'm going to go to images. And this is just like if I didn't have it on hand and like, let's say it was a weekend, I couldn't send a marketing person a message to get it. Oh my gosh, this is the worst right now. I'm sorry. I come on here. I'm going to save the image. Go back to uploads and upload it. Wow, this is fun. Okay. I'm going to change this background so you can see it. We're going to edit image, click background remover, because you don't want that white background when you're like uploading your logo. And boom, you have a full logo. You are ready to go. You don't have to wait for anyone's email back. And you have your logo transparent. And that's what you want when you're creating a flyer, right? Okay. The next thing you want, if you are a realtor, you're going to want that real estate equal housing one. So when you come on here, obviously you see white, but it's not transparent. So we are going to click on one of those. That one is transparent when I click on it. Let's see. This one is white. Right click and save. Upload the file. Now, clicking it again and it's white. Obviously, we want to hit edit image, background remover. Of course, they're having trouble with it right now. Okay, well, per usual, technology just wants to not work while I'm teaching. This is just the most fun thing when it does this. Okay, well, that's fun. Okay. Let's see. So that's not working right now, but we can come back to it. The next one down is fonts. So this is my favorite section. I love fonts. I could do this all day. I could look up fonts on the internet and try to download them all day long. So let's see. What you're going to do is you're going to add a text box and you're going to have, it'll say add a heading or add text, whatever it'll populate with. And then up here at the top, just like I said before, it's like that Microsoft Word toolbar. And you're going to have all of your fonts. You're going to see on mine a bunch of different ones. These are all uploaded because I uploaded them. And that's a pro feature on Canva. So when you have the pro feature, you can click on upload a font. You can upload as many as you want, which is like the best thing ever. I'm telling you, I pay for pro literally just to be able to have my brand colors and upload fonts that I find online. Now, uploading a font is kind of like, it's a little bit more next level, but I will show you the website that I use. So I use dafont.com. It is a free website. I've used this for 10 years now, and it might look like sketchy because it's free. I have never once gotten a single virus or anything from it. I just come on here, I click download on the font that I'm interested in. It downloads the font automatically. It's not like a bad website because it's free. It's really just a place for creators to share the fonts that they made. If they want people to like use their fonts, they can upload it. So it's just like a nice place for graphic designers to share their stuff that they create. So you can come on here if you're looking for a specific like holiday, they have categories. If you're looking for a specific type like calligraphy, handwritten style fonts, you can look up anything right here, or you can go over here and search what you're looking for. let's see, we have like Christmas coming up. So you can go and click on that if you're looking for certain little Christmas fonts, and all of these are free. Yes, that is the truth. And you're not going to get a virus from it. I've used this for years and I've never had an issue. So, whatever you like, you can come over here, click download. It'll download to your computer. And then you would go back over here to upload a font. And you would literally just upload the font that you found and hit download on. And it would put itself right here under your uploaded fonts. I obviously have a lot, but this is where it would be. And then you can use it. So that's one of my favorite little like perks of the Pro. And another thing that isn't a Pro feature, but you can come up here and you can actually search. So for Halloween, I would look up the word Halloween under fonts, and then it'll show you all the style fonts that it feels like would be a great font for Halloween. So I'd come on here. I like the Jeepers one. That was a fun one. And then I have a few that I uploaded that it shows, but it's kind of fun to be able to do that because then you can like, find different styles. If you're like, I want to look for like a modern theme, but I have no idea. You can just type in the word modern and it's going to show you all the fonts that it has categorized as modern. Now, again, you see the little crown, that's going to be a Pro font, and the ones without the crown are just a regular font that you can use for free. So I love that search feature. It just kind of allows me to be able to go in and like find fonts that I wouldn't necessarily find on like a regular basis. Cause like, I'm not going to ever sit here and scroll through all these. I'm just not. There's way too many. And I know what I like. So I'm not going to just ever sit here and scroll through them, but I am going to search for different styles, categories of fonts that I might be looking for. So that is a fun little tool to be able to search for a style of font. And then again, Microsoft Word bar, font size, click on this for the color. Some fonts allow you to bold and italicize, some don't. If it's an uploaded one, like you found on the internet and uploaded, 9.9% of the time, 99.9% of the time, you're not going to be able to change the bold and italicize. So just FYI, keep that in mind. And then you have your alignment. You can do center align, left align, right aligned. Then you have your bullet points. So if you were making this into a bullet point or numbers, you can do that. And then you have spacing. So this is getting a little bit more next level, but I still like to share this stuff. You might not get it this very minute, but like this is recorded. So if you're like, oh, I feel like she talked about this and I want to know it, you can go back and rewatch this part or something just to like get more help on it. So let's see. I'm just doing this right here so that you can see what it is that I'm talking about. Okay. So let's just say we have a sentence, and let's say on that sentence, we want to make either the letters spaced or the line spaced. So if you drag this to the left, it's going to make all of your letters squished together. Now you're probably thinking, why would you do that? Obviously it doesn't look good on this font, but some fonts look better when they are more squished together. It's a graphics thing. Sometimes things are funky. This would be one of those things. Like I probably would never use that, but who knows? Maybe someone can make it so it looks cool. And when I say use that, I just mean like dragging it all the way to the side. Same with this way. I guess if you're making a crossword or something, this might be fun. But normally when I do this, I kind of stay within like a 10-point range. Like this one, well, not 10 points because this is 155. But I kind of stay around like this little area with my fingers, dragging it. So again, it basically takes it from looking like that to like spreading it out. It just makes it look nicer. Okay. And then you have the line spacing. So what that is if you drag it to the left, it's going to bring all of the lines nice and squished up. If you drag it to the right, it's going to make it nice and spread out. There's reasons why you would use it for both directions. It's just a graphic element that you might want. Um, I use it often. So just play around with however you visually think it looks good on your screen. And we are not going over Anchor text box. Sorry. I don't even use that. So the next one is effects. This is like my favorite place to go in and like make the fonts look good. I don't think it will look good with that font. So let's go back, changing the font. So now we have effects. Effects will give you that shadow effect, make it look like it's glowing. You can hollow out the letters. You can do the hollowed letters with something behind it. The little like echo where it doubles up your letters and makes it go like, I think 3 or 4 times behind it. You have a background, the neon, the glitch, and then down here you have the curved. Obviously the curve does not work with what we see here, but I will show you how to do that in a second. So normally when I'm on here, I use shadow. And I'm just showing you what I normally use, which is normally what's like most popular or trendy. But you can go in here and use whatever you want. This is just what I use the most and what I find other creators are using the most. So on here, you can change the color, like whichever one you're on. Most of them, it'll pop up with like a square, but most of them, you can change the colors. So we are going to go change the color, and you can see how it changed over here. Some don't obviously show up, but if you have something that is like darker or super light compared to the background, it will show up and it'll look pretty cool. And then you can kind of play around with this. I don't really touch these top two. It basically is like changing the direction of where that shadow is going. I don't really care for that too much. Same with this. Yeah, I'm not really into that. And then blur, you can like blur it if you want, but I don't do that. And then transparency, I do use sometimes. Sometimes if I am doing like there, it wouldn't look good if it was the same color, but sometimes I'll do full transparency. Most of the time it just kind of kicks it down here around the 40s. Yeah. And then I'm going to take away, come on. Okay. Just want to show you this without all of that. Okay. So if you go down here and you click on background, it gives you like this automatic, like padded background behind it. I love this. This came out pretty recently. I like to use spread, and I like to make it a little bit smaller because I don't like how big it like puts it around it. But you can kind of drag it and make it smaller so it's not like filling out the full back of the screen. This is going to make it either like a rounded corner, see on the corners, or a squared corner. I kind of leave it like right around 20s, 30s with that one. I don't like the super sharp edges just with I'm just talking with my design. And I don't like that. I don't like the super, this is like iPhone. That's what it reminds me, like iPhone elements. Nothing wrong with it. It's just not my design style. So I normally leave mine around like the 30s, and it's just like a kind of, it's like a squared, but like curved. And then down we have transparency. So if you wanted to make it like less see-through transparency, all that means is the amount of see-throughness, I make up words, sorry. The amount of see-through that you're seeing. So if it's all the way 0, it's totally see-through. And then if it's all the way to 100, it is totally solid. And then you can change the color. And then the next thing, so I'm going to take this off so I can show you this curve down here. The curve is so important. This is like one of their best features, especially if you're making like logos. It just like spices up your flyer instead of just having your like words going straight across. So you can have this like, when you click it, it makes a curve. If you go to the right, it makes it a circle going down. If you go to the left, it makes a circle going up with the words. So it just depends on what it is that you're making. And then when you have it, you can like drag it. So it kind of like shapes something. Let's see, let's make it smaller. So let's say I was just trying to like shape my body. I don't know, just like it would be more visually appealing to look at something like this instead of just like the words going straight across the screen. And then there's a lot that you can do with this. One thing I like to keep in mind is when I am creating a curve, the most important part for me is not just making the curve or the font look good, it's the separation of the letters. Because if you do it on the regular, like this is the regular, this is like 0, right? You can see how like the letters are kind of like touching each other, and I just am not into that. So I love to come on here and space out my letters so that it looks better. It just visually it looks better than like the letters touching. See? Yeah, looks a lot better like that. So just remember that if you are doing curve in effects, if you're doing the curve, make sure you come over to this spacing button and you kind of separate or like push your letters together or separate them. Work on letter spacing. Down here, you're gonna have like the font combos. So these are pretty fun. They're like pre-made little combos of fonts. You can get to all of these font combos if you're just starting from the add a text box. It's not that serious to come down here and find these, but this is one of those things like if you're in a hurry and you're like, oh, I love this so much, but I do not have time to figure out how to make this. Even though this is literally simply just the color of a font, the font size, and then changing the effect on this one to that glowing effect that we talked about, or the neon. So it's nice to be able to just come on quickly, add something like this little font combo, font box, and then go with it. Another one that's nice is like if you're making like a menu, let's say you're someone that has a restaurant, you can come on here, make a super cute menu. Maybe it's like a special menu for a holiday and you want to advertise it. You can do something like that because yes, you can do this on your own with text fonts, but it's quicker to just do this little font combo that they make. The next we have styles. These are the ones up here that you see are going to be pro. The ones down here, these are all free. So essentially what you're doing with this is, here, I'm going to make a quick one of these and show you. Styles is a great feature. When this came out, this was honestly like game changing for me because I used to make, like when I was working with my last client, they had a lot of different people under the same company. So like I would have to make 10 different flyers, but 10 of the same flyers, but each one like different colors and different fonts just because every person had a different style. So that was like obviously a lot of work to just sit here and change every little thing on the screen to be that color. But if you have like the pro version, you can have your brands, the color brands in each one, and then just kind of like switch it up and it'll like change everything, like all the colors for you. So I love that feature. Another thing down here that is free, they come up with like font and color combos. So you can like click on this. Okay. And let's say you keep clicking because it's shuffle. So you're going to click until you find something you like. And whether you're down here in the font and color combos or you're up here in your brand colors, you can hit apply to all pages and it's going to take that same color font combo and it's going to spread it to every other screen that you have. Now, I just realized I didn't tell you how to make screens, so backing up. When you start, you have that one, it's going to show one square always. If you want to add a second page, it's going to say add a page and it'll open up a blank page below it. If you want to duplicate the page that you're working on, because most of the time I have to duplicate it because I'm like making a reel and like, I want some of the same elements from the one before, and then I can just like delete and add in what I need on the next slide. So you would hit this little button as duplicate. It's going to make the same exact image and everything right below. This is lock. I've honestly never used the lock on this. There's a lock feature up here left for like locking certain elements in place. That's nice if you're like trying to move other things around. You don't want to like move certain things on your screen, but I've never clicked it down here. So you have lock, duplicate, and then you have trash. So if you're like, oh, I hate this one, or I just am not going to use it, You can or delete it, get rid of a slide. The next thing is a comment. So if you are working, oh, that's actually add a page. Wow, I never use that. I use it. I normally just duplicate or do it down here. Okay, that's add a page. And then you have comment. Comment is if you are collaborating with someone else. Like up here, you can add people. You can add comments to it. That's normally like someone in a corporate world would do that. They're like, oh, here's the changes that I want. Yeah, so that's the styles. That's a really fun thing to be able to like change that many screens at once. The next thing, this is just going to show all my designs that I've worked on, that I've created. In case like, maybe I made something on another one and I'm like, oh, I actually want that to be part of this. I can do that. And then I have starred. So what starred is basically when I find elements that I like that I use often, I'm able to star them. So I'll show you how. Let's say I like this one. All I'm going to do is up here on this bar, you're going to see this little, it's an info. It's like a eye with a circle. If you have an element on your screen, click that and you can hit star and it's going to show up over here. So these are just the ones that I use more often. I actually don't use these down here. I just like them. But I use these ones up here all the time, like all the time. So I always have these up here because they're ones that I use the most frequently. So it's just easy for me to like click it and add it to my screen instead of having to go and search the keywords to try to find it. The next one down, I have QR code. You're probably wondering, where is that? So you guys will see the QR code under the word more at the very bottom. You can scroll down. Mine shows up right here under QR code, but if you haven't used it before, I want to say it's probably down in here somewhere. You can always search Canva apps and just type in QR code and it'll show you. This is the one that I use, just this basic white screen one. Use that one because I haven't used these other ones, and because they're outside sources, they could like, I don't know, they could charge you to do that. So just use a regular one. If you use it one time, it'll stay on your little bar over here. So that's kind of fun. And literally all you do, it's free. You do not have to pay to have a QR code. Most websites will make you like pay for it. And that's like obviously a big pain to have to pay for every QR code that you do. But you can literally go in here, make your QR code, come down, customize it. Like you can make it with your own colors. You can add in a hex code. I am not going over that today because it's more advanced, but every color under the sun has a hex code. That's just what colors are. There's no one blue shade that's the same as the other. They all have like their own code. There's navy blue, there's baby blue, there's periwinkle. Everything has a code. So when you know the hex code, you could put it in here and it would make, your color to be the hex code color that you want, or you can drag it around until you find the color you want if you're not looking to add your own hex code. I put my hex code in because I would want this to be my brand colors, but that's kind of fun. So you can like change it. Then you hit generate the QR code and boom, and it's there forever. You make it as big or as small as you want, but it's nice because it lasts forever. Whereas like the other QR codes that you can find online, like QR code generators, those things, they either make you pay, you have so many clicks to it, or it'll start like having ads when it opens up. And that's just like messy to me. And I don't like that. That's doing too much. So I like this basic, it lasts forever. If I'm making QR codes, I'm always using it on Canva. So that's fun. The next thing down, mine says logos, but you're probably going to see folders. I have logos because it'll put the things you most use on the side. So I obviously use my logos the most. Then you have folders. It's just like on a computer when you have like your files in specific folders to organize them. That's all you're doing here. You can create folders for a client, for a listing, for a product, and add whatever, normally it's images. You can add whatever images you want to specific folders. Going up here to my uploads, you could see where I could do that. I'm trying to find one. So if I hover over these, you either have the box to like check it to delete, or you can move it to a folder and then it'll populate and be like, which folder do you want? And I have folders, so I can like add them to specific ones or create a new one if I want to do that. So that's kind of fun. I can also click the three dots and move to folder that way too. And now, okay, so we have folders, back down to more. I don't really use anything else under more. They have like that drawing beta, which I do want to try. That's like a Procreate, you can like actually draw on your iPad. So that's kind of going to be kind of fun once that develops more. I've seen it so far. It's pretty basic. But I feel like that will get pretty popular. They have new things all the time. Text to image. Okay, that's fun. Maybe I'll try that. But these are all, again, third-party little things that they connect to that integrate with it. You could do Google Maps. Like, let's just say you want to do a flyer like, hey, this is where I'm located. You can click this, you can put in your address, and then it'll show, your address to people. Look. How do you edit this? I don't even know. I don't use this much. Okay, well, that's bringing me to theirs. So I'm pretty sure somewhere on this you can add in your own link, because like, why else would I want someone else's? Well, that's gonna bother me. Okay, don't use that. We're not using Google Maps. Oops. I thought that's what it was. Okay, Q&A. Once you're done, how do you upload it to your social media pages? Okay, so we are at the point where I have shown you everything that you can do on Canva. Now, we haven't created anything, but we should know all of the little buttons that are going through here. So once we have created something, okay, let's say this is what we're done with. This is what we're good to go. On the top right corner, you're going to see the word share, and you can see download. Okay. And you're simply just going to hit download. Now, if you want to download all of the pages together, so it just like downloads all four, you can just hit download and you're good to go. If you want to only download one at a time, maybe you downloaded all four and you saw something you needed to edit on page 3, you come back and fix that. You can just re-download just page 3, something like that. And you can like take it off and just click the ones you want to download or whatever. You hit download, you're good to go. When you're downloading, always download as a PNG. If you're sharing it on social media, it's what looks the best. It says JPEG is best for sharing. I'm telling you it's not. Okay, this is what is best for sharing. It will turn out very pixelated if you use JPEG. So do PNG, that's what pops up. It doesn't show anything else, honestly. The rest of these, it's getting more advanced, but you can create GIFs on here. I say it wrong. You can make videos. That's another class. You can download these as a PDF, for print, for standard. I normally, if I'm emailing a PDF, I'll do this. If I'm printing, I'll do this. It kind of just tells you which one you should do, except don't listen to the JPEG one because that's wrong. PNG is the best for sharing. I literally never do anything with the size. I leave it. I never compress a file. I don't have any need to unless I'm trying to upload it to something somewhere that says it's too big of a quality, then I could compress it. There would be no reason for you guys to use that, I don't think. Transparent, just like we talked about before, if we had, let's say, just my head on there, that headshot, and we wanted to download and save it without a background, we would hit transparent. It would only download and get rid of the background and only show my headshot. So that's like my favorite part is transparent. Everything's my favorite. Canva's my favorite. I need to stop saying everything's my favorite because it's a lie. Everything is my favorite about Canva. But yeah, so that's how you would download it. So now it's time for questions. I know we're over on time, but I am free to open to questions. I do have something I just started using. It is an app for my website, and if I send it in the email, if you guys want to download it, it's totally free. And I made a group called Canva. If you guys just request to join that, you guys can like upload your graphics that you're making or upload any questions and share it with other people in the group. You guys can like converse with each other, show each other what you're creating. Literally, I will post tutorials in there all the time, but you can ask any question you want under the sun about Canva, and I will answer those questions in that group. So yeah, it's kind of fun. It's almost like a Facebook group, but it's on an app instead of Facebook being like open to like the public. I'm not really into that. So it's a private little app and you guys can share anything that you're working on. And let's see, I have a chat. Okay, thank you. Great class. Thank you for joining. But yeah, so that's all I have for today. Again, ask any questions. And I will close out in a few minutes, but thank you guys for coming. And next week I'm teaching website design. That one's a 3-part class just because obviously websites take longer than an hour to create, but it is a fun one. So if you're looking to kind of create a website that is very user-friendly, I will be teaching that next week. And then I have a lot more classes coming up just in general. So thanks everyone for joining me, and I will see you guys next time. All right, have a great day. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Thank you, thank you. All right, no more questions. I am going to close out. Thanks, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.